Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is January 27th, 2024, and we are playing a game from Cleveland, Ohio that took place on July 27th, 1914, between the Boston Red Sox and the Cleveland Naps. We're continuing my Boston Red Sox 1914 replay in the hopes they can win the pennant. For those who have not been following this series, the Red Sox finished second to the Philadelphia A's in 1914, and they were in second place by 8.5 games. And I'm replaying the entire season, hoping to make up that 8.5 games and win the 1914 American League pennant. Since our last broadcast, the Red Sox have cut a game off the A's lead. For most of 1914, the Red Sox have been in first place in my replay. However, a long winning streak by the Philadelphia A's at the end of June and beginning of July put them in first place by 2 or 3 games. The Red Sox have now closed that gap to 1 game. And with Dutch Leonard at 15-4 on the mound today for the Red Sox, they're hoping that the A's are going to lose their game and they will be tied by the end of today. So let's make a couple of small changes here and let's go down to the field. Carlos Yaz checks in. How you doing, Carlos? Hope everything is well. Thank you for coming by. Right here, you see a photo, not a photo, but you see a rendition of League Park in Cleveland done by none other than Mike Silva. It's a beautiful park. And we will go over the Red Sox lineup let's see where we're going here. Okay, here we are. Harry Hooper leading off, playing right field. Harry Hooper's a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Everett Scott at shortstop, batting second. He's known as the guy who Lou Gehrig broke his record for consecutive games played. Hall of Famer Tris Speaker in center, batting third. Duffy Lewis of the famous left field Duffy's Cliff fame in Fenway Park, batting fourth. Larry Gardner batting fifth at third. Hal Janvin today playing second base. He's a man that plays several positions for this 1914 team, batting sixth. Dick Oblitzel, who was recently received from Cincinnati to Boston in a trade, as the Red Sox suffered several infield injuries here in 1914, batting seventh. Bill Kerrigan, the manager of the team, catching, batting eighth, and Dutch Leonard on the mound, 15-4 this season, pitched 172 innings with a paltry 1.31 ERA. In the field for the Naps, there's Graney in left, Joe Jackson in center, Kirk in right field, Pizzold at third. I think that's how you pronounce it, but if anybody has a correction, please chime in, let me know. Ray Chapman is going to be our player of the game, our Beatles player of the game. We're going to do a reading for some information on his life at shortstop. Olson at second. Johnson playing first. Catching, we're going to move this a little down. O'Neill catching for Cleveland. And Bill Steen pitching. Steen this season, 7-3 with a 2.59 ERA, has the ball. Looks into O'Neill. Hooper ready for the first pitch of the game. And the game is begun. There's a ground ball to first. He's booted it, but he's picked it up, and he's not going to make it to first. That is going to be an error on the first play of the game by the first baseman, and the Red Sox start off with a runner on first as Doug Hunt checks in. Nice to see you, Doug. Thank you for coming by. Nobody out here at League Park in Cleveland. Harry Hooper at first. Everett Scott, a home run, 12 RBIs. 8 stolen bases on the season. Stepping in, runner on first. And as it's customary in dead ball baseball, I'd be stunned if Everett Scott isn't bunting. And there it is. There's the sacrifice. Picked up by the first baseman to the second baseman covering first. And good play by Johnson. Olsen put it away. One down. Hooper advances to second base. He's in scoring position. One down. Tris Speaker stepping in. Speaker having a good season, hitting .327. 4 home runs, 45 runs batted in, 23 stolen bases. If you stare at that Red Sox lineup for a minute, there is a ton of speed in hitters 3 through 7. If they get on the base pass, they're going to be running. Steen checks Hooper at second, gets his sign, and here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. He's up with it over to first for the out. Hooper advances to third. There's 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Cleveland gets another out before a run scores, and they will have escaped any problems that error on the first play of the game caused. Big Clue coming by. I've spent all morning with Big Clue on our Discord, and he joins me today for the game. Thanks for the Go Sox, Clue. Steen checking in. Gets his sign from O'Neill. Harry Hooper takes a couple of steps off first base. Here's the pitch. And there is a line drive into right field. That is going to drop in. It's going to be off the wall on a bounce. The runner's going to score. Rounding first, on his way to second. And Duffy Lewis is in with a stand-up double. The Red Sox lead 1-0, top of the first. Stepping into the batter's box, Larry Gardner. Gardner hitting .238, 3 home runs, 37 RBIs, 24 stolen bases. Lewis on second, a threat to steal. Steen is into his windup. And there's a line drive in the right field. That one's going to be off the wall on a short hop. Second run is going to score. Gardner's going to go into second base. He's going to go in standing. Didn't even have to slide. That's back-to-back stand-up doubles for the Red Sox, who take a 2-0 lead over the Cleveland Naps. Bill Steen is putting his team in a hole before they even get an at-bat. In dead ball baseball, a 2-run lead is gigantic. Gardner takes his lead. Steen checks the runner, Janvin, who the Red Sox received from Cincinnati about a month ago. No home runs, 17 runs batted in. Has speed with 24 stolen bases. Here's the pitch. That ball gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. Count is now 2-2. We're going to do this all over again. Gardner takes his lead. Steen gets the sign into the windup. Here's the pitch as a swing and a miss. Strike 3, the inning is over, and as we go to the bottom of the first, Red Sox lead 2-0. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me here for Saturday afternoon baseball. Let's check the attendance here at League Park. 3,524. The sky is clear. Temperature 73 degrees, and the wind right to left at 10 miles an hour. The lineup for Cleveland: Jack Graney in left field batting first. Ray Chapman at short batting second. Joe Jackson, should be a Hall of Famer, but isn't because of the 1919 Black Sox scandal, batting third. Jay Kirk, I think that's how you pronounce it, batting fourth. Ivy Olson, fifth. Doc Johnson at first, batting sixth. Larry Pezzold, I believe. That's how you pronounce that. I'm not sure, however. Batting seventh at third base. Steve O'Neill, I know how to pronounce that. He's catching, batting eighth, like most catchers in dead ball baseball. They're in the eighth spot because they had to be big and strong and slow to block the plate. Bill Stein is pitching and batting ninth. Dutch Leonard on the season, 15-4, going for his 16th victory. Has the sign. Here's the pitch. And there is a base hit in the left field. Lead runner on for Cleveland. Lead runner on for both teams. Graney at first, 17 stolen bases on the season. Ray Chapman up. Like I said, he is going to be our Beatles player of the game later on in the game. We will give you guys some information on him as Legends Sports Universe checks in. If anybody listening to this stream has not seen Legends Football League and baseball seasons, you're really missing something. You need to check his channel out for some of the most realistic replays visually you're ever going to see on YouTube. Leonard checks Graney at first. Chapman stepping in. Chapman with a home run, 12 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Right on cue, the runner goes to second. The throw is way late. Graney steals second base. And now there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here in the first inning, you saw the essence of dead ball baseball for the Red Sox. The Red Sox had a runner on first, nobody out. Then there was a sacrifice. Now Cleveland had a runner on first, nobody out, and there was a steal. That is dead ball baseball. Here's the pitch by Leonard. There's a swing and a miss. The ball gets away from the catcher, Kerrigan, and Graney goes to third. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chapman. The first run of the game for Cleveland is 90 feet away. Leonard glances over at Graney. He's into his windup, and the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 down, now a runner on third. Infield playing back, going to give up the run for an out. Leonard glances at third, gets his sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. However, there's still only 1 out because it's a 2-2 count. You don't see that often. Usually you finish the play with 1 click of this mouse. Let's click it again. Jackson grounding the ball to second, going to knock in the run. He's going to be out as Janvrin gets the ball over to Blitzel. 2 down now, nobody on. 2-1 Boston. Dwayne March checking in. If you haven't seen Dwayne March's project of replaying all the World Series, he's currently in 1904 playing the Red Sox and the New York Giants. You got to watch that because it is a lot of fun. And since you're hearing about it now, you'll get to see most of the World Series he replays. Okay, Kirk stepping in, hitting .263, no home runs, 7 RBIs, part-time player, only 80 at-bats for the season. And here comes the pitch. And there's a ground ball, fly ball. That was a pop-up to second base. I couldn't tell what it was, so please forgive me, but it is an out anyway, as it was a line drive. Inning over at the end of 1, 2-1 Boston. Here we go to the top of the second inning, the bottom third of the Red Sox order. Blitzel, Kerrigan, and Leonard due up. Blitzel hitting .310, a home run, 26 runs batted in, 17 stolen bases. Here's Steen's pitch. There is a fly ball into left fielder under it. He drops the ball, unbelievable. It just clanked off that glove. Now that glove isn't much of a glove, but he should have had that one. Throws the ball to the infield. Cleveland has their second error, and for the second inning in a row, the Red Sox get a base runner from the leadoff hitter on via error. Steen checks Blitzel at first. Kerrigan stepping in. Kerrigan No home runs, 17 runs batted in, no stolen bases. As I mentioned, he's the player manager of the team, and he's going to walk. The Red Sox have runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the second. I've noticed that out of the park baseball loves to walk that number 8 hitter to get to the pitcher, in this case, Dutch Leonard. However, he's hitting .217. He's got a little power because one of those hits he has is a home run. He's got 4 runs batted in. However, in this situation, I would think he's going to bunt. And there it goes, a bunt attempt. He missed it. We get to do this again. Here's Steen's pitch. He checks his swing. I don't know if that was a bunt. We'll find out because he's out at first. Runners advance to second and third. It is a sacrifice bunt, according to the text. He does his job, helps himself out by putting a Blitzel at third, Kerrigan at second. Only one away, 2 runners in scoring position. Steen looks at Hooper. It's reached an error his first time up. Here's the pitch. There is a line drive in the left field. The left fielder makes a great catch. And no one's going to advance on that one. I think that's a game. That's, wait a second, I'm hitting the wrong button. I think we want to see that again. There's the good catch. Here we go. 2 outs. Red Sox don't get a hit here from Everett Scott. They're going to have let an opportunity go by the boards. Runners on second and third. Stein checks on him, gets his sign from O'Neill. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball to shortstop. He's up with it over to first. Cleveland escapes without allowing a run. And we go to the bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Boston. Here we go. Cleveland hitters 5, 6, and 7. Olson, Johnson, and Pizzol. Olson, home run, 24 runs batted in, 10 stolen bases. Here's Leonard's pitch to begin the second. There is a fly ball in the center field. Tris Speaker moves slightly to his right, puts it away, 1 down. Leonard to face Doc Johnson, who has a home run, 21 runs batted in, 12 stolen bases. Here's the pitch by Leonard. And there's a little blooper. Thought it was going to go into center field, but the second baseman, Janvrin, dives and catches that ball before it hits the ground. There's 2 away. Two outs. Stepping in, Pizzol, I think that's how you pronounce it. This appears to be his first at-bat of the season. I know nothing about him, so there's nothing I can tell you about him. Leonard's going to throw, though. Here's the pitch. And there is a line drive in the center field, his first base hit of the season. I don't know if he's a rookie or not. If it is, that's his first major league hit. And if it's not, it's his first hit of the season. Pizzol on first. Steve O'Neill, the catcher, stepping in. 261, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Leonard holding the runner. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right to first base. Blitzel picks it up, steps on the bag, gets the batter, ends the inning. We go to the top of the third, 2-1 Boston. Steen will now face Speaker, Lewis, and Gardner. Speaker batting .326. Stepping in, he's 0 for 1 today. There's a line drive into right field. That's going to be a great catch. Cleveland is making some good outfield plays. Let's watch that one again. Two sliding catches in the outfield in 3 innings. Not bad. Steen now will face Duffy Lewis 1-for-1, knocked in a run in the first inning. He's batting .251. Here's Steen's pitch. And there's a ground ball to third. He's up with it. Over to first for the out. 2 away for Boston here in the top of the third. Pizzol made a great pickup on that and a strong throw to Johnson to get him as Larry Gardner knocked in the second run. He's 1-for-1 today. Stepping in. He's batting .240. Is Steen's pitch. There's a fly ball. Nope, it's a pop-up to the infield. I misjudged it. It'll come down eventually, and when it does, the shortstop has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 2-1 Boston. Sakuni 007 stops by. Thank you for coming in. It's nice to see you. Bottom of the third, we have the pitcher, the bottom of the order, Steen, followed by the top of the order, Graney and Chapman. Leonard has a slim 2-1 lead here in the third. Here's the pitch. Bounding ball to third, Gardner up with it. Over to Blitzel for the out, 1 down. Graney stepping in, 1-for-1 today. He singled his first time up in the first inning. Batting .254. Here's Leonard's pitch, and he's going to walk him. Ball 4. Graney goes to first. Ray Chapman stepping in, hitting .275, 0-for-1 on the day. Graney takes his lead. He is a threat to steal. He's got 18 stolen bases on the season. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. He's up with it. Flips to second for 1. Over to first. A double play. And that ended the inning. And we go to the top of the fourth, 2-1. This game's moving right along. Steen will pitch to Janvrin, Blitzel, and Kerrigan. Janvrin 0-for-1. 269 on the season. Steen throws. He hits a ground ball to short. Backhanded deep in the hole. He's up with it. He throws. He's out. He gets him. What a play. Great play by the shortstop. There is some great defensive plays by this Cleveland Naps team today as Dicko Blitzel stepping in. He's 0-for-1, 309 on the season. Steen's pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. Steen picks it up and he throws wild to first base. That is going to be the third error of the game for the Naps. They allow the Red Sox to get a runner on with only 1 down. Their 3 errors haven't really hurt them too much. It could be a lot worse as Steen now will face the catcher, Bill Kerrigan, who walked his last time up. Steen checks the runner at first. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Over to second for 1. That's all they're going to get. Kerrigan reaches first on a fielder's choice. Dutch Leonard stepping in, batting .217. He sacrificed his only time at the plate. Here's the pitch. He swings. He misses. The inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Score still 2-1. Leonard, 3 innings so far, allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It is earned, struck out 1, walked 1. He will be facing the heart of the Naps order, Jackson, Kirk, and Olson. Jackson, 2 home runs, 43 runs batted in, 335. He's 0 for 1 today. Here's Leonard's pitch. There's a line drive in the left field. That's going to drop in front of Lewis for a base hit. Shoeless Joe Jackson on first base for Cleveland. Nobody out. Seems to be in this game. There's not too much scoring, but the lead runner's getting on for both teams. Leonard's going to try to keep Jackson close. He's a threat to steal. Kirk also has a 259 average. He is 0 for 1 today. Leonard looks at first, gets his sign. He's into his windup. There's an attempted bunt. It goes foul. In dead ball baseball, you'll find the cleanup hitter bunting all the time. Let's do this again. He swings. He misses. He strikes out. The Red Sox and Leonard get their first out of the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner remains on first base in the form of Joe Jackson. Olson 0 for 1 stepping in. 303 on the year. Well, I don't think he'll attempt a bunt. Jackson may attempt to steal. Let's find out. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Over to Janvrin for 1. Back to Hoblitzel at first. A double play. The inning is over. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-1 Boston. Here we are in the top of the 5th inning. Not too many hits in this game. Red Sox 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Cleveland 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors. The Red Sox top of the order up. Hooper, Scott, and Speaker. Hooper 0 for 2 on the day. 252 on the season. Steen's pitch. And he walks him. Keeping with the theme of the day, the leadoff runner is on first. Everett Scott, 0 for 1. He's sacrificed once today. Hooper on first, only 8 stolen bases. This wouldn't be a stolen base situation, but you never know. Most likely a sacrifice situation. Steen's pitch. There's the sacrifice attempt. He bunts it back to the mound, over to first, gets the runner. Hooper goes to second. The Red Sox have an insurance run in the form of Hooper at second with only 1 down, and their best hitter, Tris Speaker, due up. Speaker stepping in from the left side to face the right-hander Steen. Speaker is batting .325. He is 0 for 2 today. Steen checks the runner. Here's the pitch. It is hit to the right side. Over to first for the out. Good play by Olson at second. Hooper advances to third. However, there is 2 outs. Although he can score several different ways from third. Pass ball, wild pitch, error. He will not be able to score on a sacrifice fly as Duffy Lewis 1 for 2 on an RBI stepping to the plate. Steen checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There's a grounder to short. It's a routine play. Over to first for the out. Inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 5th. I'm going to repeat myself. It's still 2-1 Boston. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, we're going to check the out-of-town scoreboard. Philadelphia A's losing to Detroit 5-1, just what the Red Sox ordered. Cincinnati leading Brooklyn. Chicago leading the Braves 3-2 and to 5. The Yankees leading the White Sox in the first 2-0. Senators and Browns, no score. Cardinals and Phillies have yet to start. Pittsburgh and the Giants in the fifth. Pittsburgh leads 3-2. And there's that Philly A's Detroit game in the fifth, 5-1 Detroit. The Red Sox, if they hold this lead, will be tied for the American League in the American League standings for first place if they can hold on, and the Tigers can hold on in their game. Bottom of the fifth, Johnson, Pizzold, and O'Neill due up against Leonard. Here's the pitch. That ball is popped up. Second baseman calls for it. He puts it away for the out, 1 down. Pizzold due up, batting 1,000. 1 for 1 in his season. Leonard throws. And that bat doesn't leave his shoulders. He is called out on strikes. 2 down, bottom of the fifth inning. O'Neill stepping in. O'Neill, 259 hitter, 0 for 1 on the day. Here's Leonard's pitch. And he strikes out looking. 2 in a row looking. Leonard has it going in the fifth inning. We go to the top of the sixth. Have you heard this before? Boston 2, Cleveland 1. Here in the top of the sixth, Gardner, Janvin, and Blitzel due up. Gardner, 1 for 2, has a stand-up double in today's game. Here's Steen's pitch. And there is a line drive right at the second baseman, 1 down. Olsen didn't have to move to catch that ball as Hal Jamron steps in from the right side. No home runs, 17 RBIs. He does have 24 stolen bases, so he is a threat to steal if he can get on. Here's Steen's pitch. He swings, and it's a high fly ball into center field. Center fielder moves in, and to his right, puts it away for the out. Jackson throws it in to Chapman. We have 2 outs. Top of the sixth inning, moving right along with Blitzel. I mentioned earlier Blitzel was the Red Sox received Blitzel in a trade with Cincinnati. Steen's pitch. And there's another fly ball into center field. Jackson moving to his left. Puts that one away for the out. 3 up, 3 down for the Red Sox here in the top of the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth. All the runs scored in the first inning. Boston 2-1. Steen, Graney, and Chapman due up for the Naps. Leonard, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. Here's his pitch to his opposing pitcher, Steen. And he hits the ground ball to third. Gardner up with it. Over to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Graney is 1 for 1 today, batting .254. Stepping in from the left side to face the left-hander, Leonard. He's into his windup. And here's the pitch. There is a line drive up the middle. That's a clean base hit as Tris Speaker picks it up on a couple of hops, throws it back in to Janvin in the infield, and up to the plate comes the player of the game, Ray Chapman. And I am going to take this moment to honor my friend Beatles eternally and read from the Biographical Encyclopedia of Baseball the story of the Cleveland shortstop, Ray Chapman. Ray Chapman was born in, where are we? Date of birth, 1891, January 15th. So he recently had a birthday. And here's how we start. On August 17th, 1920, Cleveland shortstop Ray Chapman stepped to the plate at New York's Polo Grounds against the Yankees' Carl Mays. A pitch barely outside the strike zone struck Chapman on the left temple, and he was carried from the field on a stretcher. He never regained consciousness, dying 12 hours later in a New York City hospital, the first major leaguer to die as a result of an on-field accident. Chapman's unfortunate death eventually had far-reaching implications for baseball, and this is why I picked him as the player of the game. Some baseball scholars feel that this incident had perhaps as much influence in sparking the batting revolution of the 1920s as did Babe Ruth and the introduction of the lively ball. Prior to 1912, baseballs hit into the stands were thrown back into play, and it was not unusual to use a single ball for an entire game. Even after 1912, it was still rare to discard a scuffed or worn out ball. This naturally gave an advantage to pitchers. Owners didn't allow fans to keep the balls hit into the stands until April 29th, 1916. So in this game, anything in the stands would be thrown back. When Cubs owner Lucky Charlie Wegham set precedent by letting the fans have the balls as souvenirs. The spitball, shine ball, and all other dubious pitches had been outlawed on February 9th, 1920, 6 months before Chapman's death. After Chapman died, balls hit into the stands stayed there, and umpires tossed out nicked or scuffed baseballs with greater frequency. In 1919, the National League went through 22,095 baseballs. In 1924, that figure had grown to 54,000 baseballs. Batters now got to swing at baseballs that were more visible and less apt to sail. Batting averages rose accordingly. One change that surprisingly did not occur for another 3 decades was the introduction of the batting helmet. The Spalding Guide advocated their use immediately after Chapman's tragedy, saying, "A head helmet for the batter is not to be despised. There is nothing sissy about it." Yet nothing was done until the Pittsburgh Pirates introduced protective headgear in the early 1950s. Chapman was born on his father's small farm in Kentucky. The family moved to Herrin, Illinois. When Chapman was 14, he began working in the mines. Soon thereafter, he held the United Mine Workers card for the rest of his life. He also played semi-pro ball, and in the spring of 1910, Sinister Dick Kinsella, a famous scout and minor league club owner, signed him for his Springfield Senators of the 3-1 league, it says here, something I've first seen for the first time. Chapman played little, but ingratiated himself wherever he went. His manager, Dick Smith, told him, "You know, kid, even if you never played a game, you've earned your pay just by sitting on the bench and being such a cheerleader." In 1911, Kinsella sold Chapman to the rival Davenport Prodigals, and the shortstop responded with a .293 average and 75 stolen bases. Spotted by Bill Armour, who had discovered Ty Cobb, Chapman was sold in Armour's Toledo Mud Hens and became a star. Chappie hit .310 with 49 stolen bases and 101 runs scored and was called up to Cleveland. He became a solid player with the Indians, and his 52 stolen bases in 1917 remained a club record until broken by Miguel Dalone's 61 in 1980. The 1920 Indians, who featured 7 300 hitters, were engaged in a 3-way pennant race with the Yankees and the defending league champion White Sox. When Chapman came to the plate on August 17th, he faced Carl Mays, who had a reputation as a headhunter who scuffed the ball. In 1917, Mays led the American League with 14 hit batsmen. And that's the story from the Biographical Encyclopedia and my tribute to my friend Beatles eternally as we go back to the game. Thank you for indulging me. Okay, here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. Chapman and Jackson and Kirk will face Leonard now as Graney is at first base. with one away. Here's the pitch. There he goes to second. He's going to be out. Graney is caught stealing, and there is now 2 away. Nobody on for Chapman. Facing Dutch Leonard, going after his 16th victory. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Janvrin up with it. Blitzel puts it away for the out. We go to the top of the 7th inning. You've heard this before. Boston leads 2-1. You're welcome, Doug. Here we go. Top of the 7th inning. Kerrigan, the manager, and the catcher, followed by Dutch Leonard, and the top of the order, Harry Hooper, to face Steen, who's pitched 6 innings today. He's pitched a good 2-hitter, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he is an unlucky 2-1 loser at this point, but the game still has 3 innings to go, so you never know. Here's the pitch to Kerrigan. Kerrigan hits a ground ball to shortstop. Chapman up with it over the first for the out, 1 down. I'd mentioned earlier, as Dutch Leonard 0 for 1 in the game, he's got a little power. He has a home run on the season. Here's Steen's pitch. But not today, as he doesn't even swing as strike 3 is called. 2 up, 2 down, top of the 7th. This game moving right along. Harry Hooper 0 for 2, 252 average on the season. Steen throws, and Hooper takes ball 4. That's his 2nd walk of the day. Hooper in first. Scott at the plate. He's sacrificed today. His last time up, he's 0 for 1. Hooper takes his lead. Here's Stein into the windup. Ground ball to third base. Easily picked up over to second for the out. The inning's over. Take Me Out to the Ball game ends before the ending as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 Boston. Boston's Leonard, who's pitched 6 innings, a 4-hit ball. He's allowed an earned run. Some may say he's been outpitched by Steen, but let down. Steen has been let down by the 3 errors on the field for Cleveland. He will face Jackson, Kirk, and Olsen. Jackson 1 for 2. Here's Leonard's pitch. There is a line drive in the gap in right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Jackson's going to round first on his horse. He's going to slide into second base ahead of the throw with a double. And again, Cleveland has the lead runner on in an inning. It's only a matter of time before that's going to hurt the Red Sox. Here we go. Red Sox leading 2-1. Leonard now to face Kirk. 0 for 2 on the day. Jackson at second. Wouldn't be surprised to see this number 4 hitter lay down a sacrifice bunt. He attempted one earlier in the day. Jackson at second. Here's the pitch. But he fools everybody and swings away. Fly ball to center. Speaker has it. No advance by Jackson. He's got to go back to second as Speaker gets the ball into the shortstop, Everett Scott. 1 down. Olsen stepping in. Ivy 0 for 2. 302 on the season. Runner still in scoring position at second base, represents the tying run. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. He's going to throw to first for the out. 2 away. Jackson advances to third. And as I said earlier, being on third is better than being on second because you can score many ways. However, one of which is not a sacrifice fly. So the Cleveland AI sends up Terry Turner to pinch hit here for the 6th batter. Turner .282. He's a full-time player for this Cleveland team on the bench today. No home runs, 32 runs batted in, 10 stolen bases. Jackson takes his lead. Leonard bears down, gets his sign. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Gardner at third. He's up with it. He's going to throw to first. He's going to get him for the out. Jackson will not score. We go to the top of the eighth, and you guessed it, Boston leads 2-1. Top of the eighth inning, Red Sox will send up Speaker, Lewis, and Gardner to face Steen, who's now pitched 7 innings of 2-hit ball. He gets his sign. Speaker 0 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive deep into right field. That ball is going to short hop the wall. It's going to go into the corner. Speaker rounds first, going to second, rounds second, going to third. Is there going to be a throw? No, he's going to be safe. The throw goes home to prevent him from scoring an inside the park home run, and Speaker triples to lead off the eighth inning. Red Sox now have an insurance run, potentially, standing on third base. Thank you for coming in, Legends. Appreciate it. Steen looks at Speaker at third. Lewis 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Here's the pitch. He strikes out swinging as Steen bears down to get the first batter. Runner still on third. Now he can score, and not only all those ways I mentioned, he can also score on a fly ball. Gardner 1 for 3 with an RBI, batting .239. Steen is bearing down. Let's see what he can do with Gardner. Here is the windup in the pitch. He intentionally walks him to put the double play in order as the infielders play again. I do not think the infield will be playing in with an intentional walk. They'll be playing back for the double play as Olaf Hendrickson steps in to pinch hit for Janvrin. No home runs, 6 RBIs, .229 batter. My guess is the AI likes the left-right combination better than they like the higher average by Janvrin. Hendrickson is the Red Sox number 1 choice for pinch hitting on the season. Runners on first and third, 1 away. Here's Steen's pitch. And he walks him. That is ball 4. Never good to walk a runner, even if it is to load the bases, but I can't imagine he did it on purpose, because now he's got to face a 300 hitter, Dick Oblitzel, 306. A home run, 26 runs batted in. Steen on the verge of allowing his first earned run. The bases are loaded. Speaker, Gardner, and Hendrickson on the bases. Stein into his windup. The infield's in. There's a check swing, and there's ball 4. It's his 6th base on balls of the game. His first earned run he allowed, and the Red Sox have their insurance run here in the top of the 8th. 3 runs. They've only collected 3 hits today, but with 6 walks, you don't need more than 3 hits. AI continues to leave Steen in with 4 strikeouts, 6 walks. Kerrigan, the catcher, stepping in, 0 for 2. Gardner, Hendrickson, Oblitzel on. The infield is in, however, going to attempt to catch the runner at the plate. Here's the pitch by Steen. There is a fly ball in the deep center field. This will score a run. Out number 2, the runner walks home. He is safe. Red Sox score the second insurance run, now lead 4-1. Runners on first and second, 2 away now for Steen as the pitcher, Dutch Leonard, steps in. Had the bases not been loaded, Kerrigan would have walked so he could get to Leonard. But they were loaded. and he had a pitch to him, and the manager came through. Here's Steen's pitch to Leonard. That's a strikeout. He struck out for the third time, but that's what pitchers do. We go to the bottom of the eighth. The Red Sox 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Cleveland 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors. Leonard now 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, striking out 4 so far, walking 1, looking for his 16th victory of the season. Will face the bottom third of the order. 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Pizzold, O'Neill, and Steen. Pizzold 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses. Leonard looks like he has a little extra life in him with those couple of runs, giving him a little breathing space as O'Neill steps to the plate. 0 for 2 today. 258 for the season. Leonard into his windup. There is a line drive into left field. That is going to drop in front of Duffy Lewis. Lewis picks it up, throws it to Scott. And for a change, it's not the lead runner, it's the second lead runner on first. O'Neill. There is going to be a pinch hitter for Steen. As Cleveland finds themselves 3 runs down, Johnny Bassler, batting .236, home run, 5 RBIs. Steps to the plate, left-handed batter. Against a left-handed pitcher, O'Neill takes his lead. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out looking. I think that's the third or fourth called strike 3 Leonard has had. His ball must really be fooling him up there. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 4 outs to get for Leonard before the Red Sox win this game. Hopefully on his, he believes, as O'Neill takes his lead. Graney steps in. Jack is 2 for 2. Raised his average to 256. Here's Leonard's pitch. Line drive deep to right field, but Hooper puts it away right in front of the wall. That was close to being off the wall, but it was just a long out as Dutch Leonard retires the sides. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Red Sox lead 4-1. Dwayne, you are correct. Walks and errors kill you every time. 6 walks, 3 errors is a recipe to lose a game if you're only scoring 1 run. Cleveland reliever Rip Hagerman coming in. He's got a 12-11 record. That's not much of a reliever, so he must be a starting pitcher. 3.34 ERA on 153 innings pitched. He's got to be a starting pitcher, but he's in the relief now to try to shut down the Red Sox and keep it at a 4-1 score. Top of the order, Hooper, followed by Scott and Speaker. Here's the pitch to Hooper. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Hooper walks. If I'm not mistaken, that could be his 3rd walk today, is it? Well, there it is. 3 walks on the day. We return to the game. Hooper at first. Scott up. Scott has spent his whole day attempting to sacrifice Hooper with those 3 walks. Here's the pitch, and he's going to do it again. Right back to the mound. He's up with it over to first. Sacrifice works. Hooper goes to second. They've been doing that all day. Hooper represents the 5th run. Red Sox would like another run. That would put them even further ahead of Cleveland as Tris Speaker 1 for 4, tripled his last time up. Here's the pitch, and there's an intentional walk. Smart play, puts the double play in order. 1 out, Lewis 1 for 4, an RBI in the 1st inning. Here's Hagerman's pitch. Runner is going to go to 3rd. He's going to have to wait to tag him because he is out by a mile. 2 outs for the Red Sox, top of the ninth. I don't know why too many of these runners, I see them thrown out at third all the time. Speaker goes to second on the attempted double steal. Lewis can still knock Speaker in, who's a speedy runner with a base hit. Hagerman trying to prevent that as he's into his windup in the pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. Hagerman over to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox lead 4-1. This game is right on schedule, just under an hour. Leonard trying to complete this game for his 16th win. He's pitched 8 innings, allowed 6 hits, struck out 6, walked 1. Will face the player of the game, Ray Chapman, Joe Jackson, and Kirk, the right fielder, who spent all day trying to sacrifice Jackson. Here's Leonard's pitch. And there is a line drive right to the shortstop for the out. 1 down here in the bottom of the ninth. As the organist tries to get the crowd going, Joe Jackson stepping to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day, raising his average to .339. Here's Leonard's pitch to Jackson. He connects, but it's a routine fly to left field. Lewis moving in. Lewis puts it away. Action PC baseball, these labels show when the player's running, so you don't make a mistake. You don't make a mistake calling an action PC game with the player sometimes because those labels disappear in out-of-the-park baseball. You make a mistake with the player. Kirk, 0 for 3 today, 253 on the year. Cleveland, 1 out left in the game. Here's Leonard's pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 3. Dutch Leonard wins his 16th game as the Red Sox win this game 4-1. Red Sox 4 runs, only 3 hits, no errors, but that's all they needed combined with the 6 walks. Cleveland 1 run, 6 hits, and 3 errors. As the Red Sox congratulate themselves on the field, let's go to the box score. Red Sox now 56-38. Cleveland falls to 46-45. Leonard lifts Red Sox to a win. The Boston Red Sox starter Dutch Leonard pitched his team past the Cleveland Naps 4-1. The win for the Red Sox lifted their record to 56-38 in his 105-pitch effort. Leonard allowed 1 run on 6 hits over 9 innings. He walked 1, struck out 7. We put it all together. He says, we put it together today and came out with a win, Leonard said in his post-game remarks. That's the main thing. If we glance at the box score, there's not too many hits. The Red Sox had 3 hits, but that was their highlight was Harry Hooper's 3 walks. 2 hits in the game for Jackson, 2 hits for Graney, but not enough. We went over the pitching totals. There they are for those who want to see it. As we leave the game, we'll finish the day. We'll take a moment to check on the rest of the American League scores. I don't know why it always pops up to tomorrow, but let's go back to today. Here's the scoreboard. The game you just saw, the Red Sox defeat Cleveland 4-1. The Philadelphia A's came back with 5 runs, 2 runs in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to defeat the Detroit Tigers. The Red Sox will not be tied for first place as the Philadelphia A's win 7-5. Plank the winner, Dubek the loser. The Yankees defeat the White Sox 5-1. Caldwell the winner, Russell the loser. The Senators dropped one of the Browns in St. Louis. Leverance the winner, Shaw the loser in that one. In the National League, we want to keep an eye on the Braves here in a minute. Cardinals defeat the Phillies 4-1. Doak the winner. Tin Cup, great name, the loser. Cincinnati defeated Brooklyn 4-3. Benton the winner. Brown the loser. The Cubs and the Boston Braves. The Cubs win in 11 innings, 4-3, beat the Braves, who are now 42-44 and trying to make their climb up the National League standings and do what they did in real life and come from last on place in July 4th to first place at the end of the season. The Pirates lose to the Giants 4-3. The Giants have a commanding lead in the National League. Marquard win his 12th game, Harmon the loser. And finally, the Cardinals in Game 2 lose to the Phillies in Philadelphia 5-1. Mayer the winner, Griner the loser in that game. And let's head over to the standings. Philly remains a half game ahead of the Red Sox, and you saw that why that was so important for Philadelphia to come back and win that game. Without winning that game today, the Red Sox would be in first place by a half a game. Naps are a distant third, 9 games out. In the National League, Giants running away with the pennant, 58-26, 13 games above the Phillies. The Boston Braves, who were in last place just a month ago, have climbed all the way up to fourth place, but they're a distant 17 games out. However, they've been 8-2 in the last 10 games. 6-4, they've only been able to pick up 2 games on the Giants. If the Giants falter, this Braves team could, in fact, run away with it. And there you have it. Let's just glance at next week's team schedule for the Red Sox. We might be able to spot something to broadcast as we flip on to. We're going to be at the White Sox in the next series. One more game here in Cleveland. What does August look like? Well, who knows what we're going to do, but I'll pick one next week. I want to thank everybody for coming by. I want to thank Mike Silva. Thank you for coming in. The Bruins were playing. I didn't know they were playing today. I'm going to have to watch that game on a replay. Thank you for coming by, even to say hello. Mike, Doug Hunt was here. Dwayne March was here. Thank you to Legends. Big Clue, thank you very much. Carlos Yaz was the first one in the park today. Thank you. Tasuni 007 came by. Thank you for coming in. Am I missing anybody? I think I got everybody. That's it. That's it here from Las Vegas via Cleveland. Thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and enjoy today's games. Maybe we'll see you on YouTube here. Hopefully there'll be a couple of more people that'll do some Field of Dreams games. And if not, we'll see you on Discord. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.